So I'm over 30 years old. I'm actually 36 years old, and I decided to do the over 30 tag. Mayong Pasko, everyone. My name is Ezra, and welcome back to my channel. So, as I've said in my intro, I am 36 years old. Yes, I'm a little older to be on Booktube, I guess, but we need more seasoned people on Booktube. Yeah. Anyway, I saw this tag on Kayla's channel. She is on the Fritz on Booktube. And I'm going to leave a link in the description box below so that you can go ahead and watch her video. I will also leave a link to the original creator of this tag so that you can go and watch the tag. So the first question is, name one of your favorite books that features a protagonist who is 30 years old or older. So I broke the rules. I'm actually selecting 2 books because these books are so amazing. So the first book that I recommend is It Had to Be You by Susan Elizabeth Phillips. She is the OG writer for sports romance, and this is actually a sports romance. So this is the first book in the Chicago Star series, and the heroine is an heiress, and she inherits her father's football team. This is a romance between her and their coach. So this couple is actually a little bit older. She is in her 30s and she's a socialite. So this is an amazing book. I highly recommend it. It's old school. It was written in the 90s. So please keep that in mind. I don't think there are any problematic themes here. I loved it. There's that last part of this book that had me at the edge of my seat. I don't even watch football. I don't know anything about football. And the book had like a breakdown, like a play-by-play of what happened in the last part of the book related to football. And I was entranced. I could not stop reading the book. So highly recommend that. The second book that I recommend is The Younger Man by Karina Halley. This book was published this year and I highly recommend that you read it because it's really great. This actually features a heroine who is 40. I think she's 41 or 42. She just came out of a horrible divorce, and the hero is actually an up-and-coming soccer star, and he is in his 20s. So people, this book is super hot and so great. Very emotional. I highly recommend that you read this book. Question number 2. Name a book that represents who you were when you were younger. So this is one of the questions that I had a hard time answering. I don't know which book fits me specifically, but when I was younger, I did read a lot of Sweet Valley books. If you're not familiar with that, you know, that whole series, that whole saga, Sweet Valley was created by Francine Pascal, and it's actually, I think it's ghostwritten by different people, but it's just, I loved it. It's super over-the-top soap opera, and it's about these twins and their friends, and it's set in Sweet Valley, California. Of course, we know there's no Sweet Valley, California, but I'm thinking that it's probably set in like Santa Monica or like Malibu or something, somewhere in LA, but this series was my life. I read Sweet Valley when I was probably, I don't know, when I was in 3rd grade until 6th grade. And by 6th grade, I was already reading Sweet Valley University, and I quickly outgrew the series. But the main characters, Jessica, Elizabeth Wakefield, their big brother Steven, their friends. I mean, these characters are just amazing. There's even a series based on them. So the series was probably like in the late 90s. Oh my gosh, if you were a 90s kid, you would not have missed this. I mean, at this time, we did not have any YA, big YA authors, big YA series. So Sweet Valley was like the gateway for everything. They had Sweet Valley Kids. Obviously, this will be the middle grade ones, and they had Sweet Valley High, which is high school, and then you had Sweet Valley University, which is in college. So it's pretty dated. I don't think they wrote any new books in that whole world, but if you want to, you can actually go look for it. It's a great series. I liked it. I enjoyed it so much. So question number 3, name a book that represents where you are in your life right now. So this actually is a hard question to answer because my life is boring and I don't know of any book that's really kind of like my life. I'm 36. I'm married to my husband for 12 years and we don't have kids yet. He's 9 years older than me, so maybe an angsty older man, younger woman romance. But I do want to say that when I read Birthday Girl by Penelope Douglas, the heroine Jordan's feelings really spoke to me. And at that time, when I was dating my husband, those were exactly my thoughts. Those were the thoughts that I was thinking when we were together because he's older and I'm younger. Anyway, I think that's the closest, I guess. I don't know. Question number 4. Name a book that represents something that has never changed about you. So for this question, I actually will say that the book is, again, The Magic by Lisa Kleypas. This is one of my favorite historical romances ever, and it still is one of my favorite books. And actually, this book is the book that I actually purchased in the Philippines from years ago. So I still have a copy of this book, and I guess that hasn't changed. I still love historical romance. I still love second chance romance. So this book really represents me and, maybe my reading habits. Question number 5. Name one of your favorite classic novels. So I actually don't read a lot of classic novels, and I haven't read any Jane Austen book ever. I know I'm a horrible romance reader, but I haven't, and I don't think I will. However, I did at one point, I did love science fiction, and one of my favorite books is A Journey to the Center of the Earth by Jules Verne. So Jules Verne, I think I read somewhere that he is the father of science fiction because his books actually happened in real life. It was written in the 1800s, and yeah, I think one of his books is Around the World in 80 Days. And of course, right now we can circumnavigate the world in less than 80 days. He also has a book From Earth to the Moon, and we have gone to the moon. And of course, another book that he wrote is 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, and it's about this. It's a submarine, basically. And at that point when he was writing it, there were no submarines in existence. So he kind of predicted the future. But anyway, A Journey at the Center of the Earth is one of my favorites because it's just full of adventure. They go to Iceland, to Reykjavik, and they actually go inside the volcano and they find mysterious things in there, and then they actually pop out basically on the other side of the world. So it was an interesting read. I loved it so much I think I read this when I was in elementary school, and I loved it so much. I don't read science fiction anymore unless it's a sci-fi romance, and give me all the aliens. The last question is, name a book you like or would like to read published in the year that you were born. So this question was a little hard for me. I did a quick search. I looked for romance novels written in 1984. I did not find anything. They basically gave me a list of popular books written in 1984. That's not what I want. I specifically searched for historical romance books published in 1984. And I did come up with a list, but it was a list of books published in the 80s and 90s. So it was hard. But I did find a series written by Jude Deveraux, and it is the Montgomery Taggart series. There is actually no book published in 1984, but I looked through the list, and book 5, Velvet Angel, was published in 1983. And then it skips a year, and book 6 is Twin of Ice, which was published in 1985. So I'll probably read both. I've heard a lot of great things about this specific duo, so I probably will read that soon. But let me know if you know of any books written in 1984. All right, so those are my answers. Please let me know if you plan to do this tag and leave a link to your video so that I can go and watch, and we can go celebrate being 30. And flirty and thriving. If you made it this far in the video, thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in another video.